Ice Cube is a best-selling rap artist. He emerged on the scene in 1989 as part of the very popular and controversial rap group NWA. A year later, his first solo album went platinum within 10 days of its release. After giving a memorable performance in John Singleton's critically acclaimed Boys in the Hood, he got the acting bug. He has since appeared in several films, including Friday and last summer's Anaconda, while continuing to record an equal amount of chart-topping albums. He has now made his film directorial debut with the Players Club. In addition to writing the script, he recorded the soundtrack and served as the film's executive producer. I am pleased to have him on this program now. Welcome.
How you doing?
Why did you want to direct?
Well, you know, being on so many video sets, I've been on a video set since '89, and, you know, I did all the treatments and, you know, tried to be involved in all the writing of the storylines of the videos. I was involved in the editing of videos and things like that. You know, it was just kind of like a matter of time. You know, that was kind of my film school. And seeing a couple of my videos not come out exactly how I wanted them to, I said, yo, it's time.
Go out and learn how to do this and do it myself.
Yeah, definitely do it myself. And, you know, and see if I can do a shot at it. I've done about 17 videos now, and it was just time to step into that role as director.
This is a $5 million film?
Yeah.
You wrote the script?
Yeah, I wrote the script.
It's about what?
It's about a girl named Diamond, and she's dancing at this black strip club in the South called the Players Club. And she's just using this club to pay for her way through college. And she's doing a pretty good job without getting caught up into, you know, what the club has to offer, which is, you know, basically pulling her life down. She kind of sidesteps all of that until her cousin moves with her, and her cousin wants to dance too, and she's getting caught up in that lifestyle. So it's just like a slice of life story about this girl named Diamond and her struggle through the Players Club.
All right, roll tape. Here's a clip from Players Club.
You could be making a lot more money than what you're making up in here if you would just use what you got to get what you want and stop messing with this chump change.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Just what it sound like. Stupid, girl. Use what God gave you.
What, y'all, some prostitutes?
Hell no. We dancers.
Dancers? Where y'all dance at?
The Players Club.
The Players Club.
So there's one clip. You used actresses that had not been in certain roles, had not been acting before, yes?
Yeah. Mostly all my actresses are unknown, new to the screen.
Yeah. Who's doing this? You got the money from?
New Line.
You got it from New Line?
I had to put a little of my money in, too, to make sure, you know, that everything I wanted got on the screen.
If you had the opportunity, would you do more of this and less music, or you want to balance them?
I think I could do both. I think I've been successful, you know, as a rap artist and successful as an actor, and hopefully with this movie I'll be successful as a director, and as long as I can do, you know, do the juggling act, I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue to do them all until, you know, something, you know, takes over the other, you know.
If this is successful, if this is in the, what, top 5 as an album, how much money will you make?
Oh, I had to calculate that up.
Yeah, but I mean, will it make enough to finance the movie if you wanted to?
Oh,
$5 million.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. You'd make $5 million from this if it was successful.
Oh, yeah.
Just from the soundtrack.
Yeah, just from the soundtrack.
Well, that's a pretty good deal then. And you do the soundtrack that matches the movie. If you can tell a good story on film, you got a good thing going.
That's real. That's true.
How long is rap going to last? Forever? Is it here to stay?
I think it is. You know, I think it's just kind of like it's fitting into music like jazz or rock and roll or heavy metal. It's just a part of our culture now. As long as you have young people coming up, you're always going to have people trying to rap. And, you know, it's also a good source of communication. You know, it's a good source of, you know, us on the West Coast knowing what's going on here on the East Coast. And, you know, kids in the South, we're kind of like, we use rap as our CNN.
What, your CNN?
Yeah.
Explain that. I mean, it does what? It
does things like, you know, it lets us know if we're into the same things. You know, if I like these kind of clothes or these kind of cars or things like that in California, you know, I can hear like on the rap record that, you know, the kids in Texas feel the same way, you know, and it's just kind of like we have no networks or no way to really communicate with each other besides, you know, in the rap music, and it's done in like a storytelling, theatrical way.
Does it have a social message at all, other than fashion?
Sometimes. sometimes it does have a social message, and sometimes, you know, rappers use that platform to speak about social issues. You know, that was real big with Public Enemy in the late 80s and early 90s. They would speak on a lot of public issues and you know, even political topics.
Yeah. NWA.
Yeah.
You were a principal part of that.
Yeah.
You left once and came back.
No, I left and never went back.
You never came back after
Never
you left?
went back.
Yeah, not at all. You didn't come back and write for him, do anything?
No, I just went solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has the attitude changed? I'm going back to some of the controversies. As you know, there were a lot of people protesting highly against Warner Brothers and other companies because of the lyrics that were coming and because of the message coming out of rap music about the police and about women. Has it changed? Is it the same? What?
Well, see, the thing about rap, you can't, like, stroke it with one brush. You know, you just can't just say, yo, all rap is this way, because you have, you know, popular rap like Puffy, you know, which is a different kind of rap, and then you have the hardcore underground groups that you never hear from. So, you know, it's the whole spectrum. So we speak on a lot of different topics. Sometimes women are involved. Sometimes, you know, incidents with the police are involved. Sometimes, you know, politics, and just sometimes we just having fun. You know, it's like you got to pick each song and then talk about each song.
Do you think the audience can tell the difference when you're just having fun versus when you have some social message you want to send?
I believe so. You know, I think the kids can tell the difference. You know, it's usually like their parents who don't spend enough time with the music or don't spend enough time trying to learn about the music. They have a problem differentiating the two, you know, whether it's serious or play. But, you know, I've been a rap fan since 1979 when I was 10 years old, and I always knew the difference. I always knew when, from each song, when an artist was serious or when an artist was just goofing around.
With that huge sense that it is a CNN for young, certainly black kids.
Even white.
And even white, and increasing number of white. But with that notion, it's a CNN. What's the responsibility of the artist in terms of the message they send?
Well, see, the beautiful thing about rap is that you know, you have to be an individual to even shine. It's really you have to really show your individual talents and skills, and you really should come straight from the heart. Most of the artists that come straight from the heart without hanging themselves up as, you know, some big political speaker and they have to have this certain message, but just say what you feel. And I think that's the beauty of rap, and that's why it's been around so long, and that's why I think it's changed, you know, popular music. You know, it's always say exactly how you feel and do it how you feel, and that way, you know, we can respect you for that.
What if, though, the lyrics were, and I'm come around to some of the things you've done, what if the lyrics are, say, about brutality to women, against women? What if the lyrics are anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish? What if the lyrics are, in a sense, a threat or suggesting killing police?
Well,
and if it comes from the heart, that's not enough to judge it, is it?
Well, no. You know, you can look at things like that. You can look at those kind of rap lyrics. And then I say, okay, if you question that, you know, you got to question, you know, in Terminator and in movies like Heat, you know, where they showed visually
violence
against police. You know, I think that's a part of America. I think America it's in our chromosomes to just be addicted to sex and violence, and to have the kids to come up and they're seeing that and they're gonna write about it and they're gonna like it and they're gonna buy it, and that's what's gonna turn them on. You know,
one artist is gonna try to outdo the other artist to sell more albums or more movies to more kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got artists out there. I'm not gonna sit here and say that all artists have, you know, a clean conscience or a clean slate. You know, they you know, America's all about capitalizing. Well, you know, so you're gonna have people who capitalize on stuff that we started.
On the conflict between East and West rap.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Well, you know, it's like the music started here in New York, and you know, I guess some rappers, take so much pride in that to hear rap from other places is just, you know, no good always. You know, like the West Coast is no good or the South is no good, and you know this is like the Mecca for rap.
New York
is
East.
the Mecca. for rap music. It's where all the most of the magazines come from, all the video, you know, MTV's out here, you have BT that's in DC. It's like, you know, all of the music gets I say broadcasted from New York, or most of it. And they took on the attitude like we're superior, and then the West Coast, we started gaining recognition with NWA and Dr. Dre and these things. So the guys out there said, man, you know, we need to break down this little, you know, I guess, club they have here in New York and try to break that market. And so it became a public feud. And then you had two big crews like Bad Boy, Death Row. They were, you know, they really had a problem with each other. And that's Bad Boys on the East, Death Row was on the West, and that kind of, it built into, you know, the East Coast, West Coast beef.
What happened with Tupac and Biggie Smalls?
Well, you know, it's really, we don't know really what happened with Tupac. We kind of know, you know, that they got into it with some people, and then, you know, the thing happened in Vegas. And then you have Biggie Smalls, who's in Los Angeles, and something, you know, he gets murdered in Los Angeles. And, you know, it's a whole lot of questions that's unanswered, but these whole deaths, Tupac and Biggie, are going to always be, like, contributed to the East Coast, West Coast beef. You know, they always going to say that.
People always assume it was an East Coast, West Coast fight.
And that's why these two, you know, giant artists are dead now.
Who's your hero?
My father. My father's my hero.
Why is that?
Because he, you know, we have a term, keep it real. He's always kept it real with me. He's always, you know, I would do stuff like, you know, I'm a big Laker fan. And when I was little, I would cry when they lose, you know, and he would come tell me, it's like, yo, you know, the Lakers don't put food on your table. And those kind of things right there just helped me in life to understand, you know, to understand where I sit in this world and to look at things in the right perspective.
The Lakers don't put food on your table.
Nah, they don't put food on my table. They put a smile on my face, though.
Your dad puts food on your table.
Yeah, you know, and I respect that. You know, I respect that so much. Even him just, you know, being around. You know, a lot of black kids, fathers are not around. You know, and I think that's what's giving me the extra chance. You know, I had that male role right there with me.
What's going on among young people in the black community? I mean, can you talk to me a little bit about what you think is happening today in 1998?
You know, they're just looking for opportunities. You know, I see black kids always just looking for opportunities. You know, we want the nicer things in life. You know, we see it, you know, through commercials, and, you know, to be American is to flaunt what you got, you know, and try to have a little more than the next man, you know, and that's what you have young black kids doing. You know, they're trying to have more than the next man. And unfortunately, it's not a whole lot of ways for them to get that kind of money or those kind of things, but they want it. And then, you know, I guess that spills into crime and other things.
And drugs.
Yeah, and drugs, too.
Have you seen any change on it? I mean, there's a lot of talk in New York and other places that crime is down. Mm-hmm. The statistics show that. Have you seen, in terms of the people you know, in terms of the people who may come, what you hear, any evidence of that?
You know, only evidence I know is that they're building more penitentiaries, that they're coming up with more outrageous laws to put people in those penitentiaries. And, yeah, a lot of people are getting locked up and the crime rate's going down. And you know, that's what I see. You know, they're kind of investing our kids. You know, they're putting them in jail and kind of like using them that way. And you know, you see a lot of privately owned penitentiaries going up, and all that kind of stuff scares me because I know who's going to fill those things up.
It's nice to have you here.
Thanks. It's nice to be here.
Good luck.
Love your show, man.
Thank you. Good luck with the movie.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.